Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live trading session. I'm a bit tired today. It's really hard trading on the West Coast, especially when I'm up at 5:48 in the morning. So probably gonna take a day off this week. It's maybe Friday. I won't be getting up to stream. Like I said, it's really tiring to get up and do this most days. I'm still gonna be consistent and do it. But I might take a day off this week just to regroup myself. So let's see what's cooking up for the markets today. Let's see. I already got some things that I want to go ahead and watch. I remember telling you guys to yesterday that I do have a swing position on. Give me a second. Why does that show? Weird. Let me. Something is off of my screen because that is not supposed to show this. Give me 1 second, you guys. All right. For some reason, this thing is just always doing something else. I'm just trying to get my screen accurate for you guys because my screen was not accurate. Okay, now we're ready to go. Yeah, my screen just wasn't accurate, so I had to go ahead and fix a few things. So yesterday I did let you guys know that I do have a swing position on Baba on the put side for 165 and 160 puts. I have that expiring next week. To yesterday, that position did fairly well. It did recoup a lot of my to losses, but then now today, we're right back in this hot mess where the market consistently just gets bought back up each time, and it's kind of frustrating trading these kind of markets if you're a seller. It's like this market is only made for buyers, but at the same time, it's not that easy for buyers. It's like every dip gets bought back up. But say for example, if you went in, like say for example, right? We had this large sell off here, and then you go ahead and you buy at the open, but then you wake up and then it's down here. And then as it's down here, it shoots back up. So then now you buy in this area. But then you see after hours we're down here, then now you're back up here, which is a good trade, is working out in your favor. But it's really difficult to gauge this thing, especially when I said this yesterday, we're dealing with tweets. So the goal is to trade based on what the chart is telling us. At times as traders, we can struggle with wanting the stock to go in a direction that we want it to go. And I'm currently dealing with that right now, where I'm wanting, Ali Baba to, at least come down here, test this level down here. But for some reason, it does not. We did have a harsh sell off though, so it's like I can't complain. I probably came to the party too late. Where I came in on this candle on Friday. We sold off all the way down here, and then now we're just in this channel between up here at 168 and down here at 160. So we're really trading in a range between 170 and 160. So in this channel, this is kind of like frustrating me a bit because I'm not understanding how the selling pressure could be so steep, but yet we're still finding our way back up in the market. Completely confusing to me, but I don't control the markets, right? I said that yesterday, so we just trade what's being shown to us. So today we're gonna go ahead and see what's going on. I'll show you guys that position that I have. So this is the position that I have. So yesterday I recouped a lot of losses back. So I said, let me hold on to this trade on Ali Baba, and let me try to go ahead and for a continued down move. I wanted to take profit right around 150, 155, 156. Just wanted to take profit in this little zone right here. And man, we're having some serious trouble getting through there, especially with, and then Trump comes out talking about China and soybean trade, and that he doesn't want to trade with China. He doesn't like it. Another tweet like that, and then we have the markets back up. I'm like, yo, like nothing makes sense. You know what I mean? Like nothing makes sense. So we're just gonna play this game as it's being played. I put levels here on Baba. Baba is not really a hot mover today. The volume on this is not that great, so I'm not sure if I'll be day trading it. I am looking to be patient and see if it does drop, add a little bit more, and then take it down to this little zone and probably to the 50-day moving average. But, as I'm seeing with this thing, the fact that we sold off, we gapped up with an indecision. We opened up here. This was yesterday on Tuesday. We shot up all the way to 166, faced rejection, came back down under this pivot level. And then in the after hours, let me show you guys the after hours, we went ahead and then sold off all the way down to 161, bounced crazy all the way back to 165. We're talking about like a $4 move from all of this strong sell-off, because this sell-off happened to yesterday, basically when Trump was talking about China and soybeans, and that he's not happy with China, called them hostile again. Then sold off, okay, then bounced all the way back up, and then held on to this 200-day moving average, and then just continued to ride higher, all the way to 168. But I tell you, none of this is making sense to me. Not at all. We're not getting any consistency when it comes to down moves. And then when we are going up, is that, we're going to hit a wall, as always. So, we're just going to trade this thing as it should be traded. But it's definitely not easy to trade this thing. Let me not lie to you guys. Trade, and I'm not talking about just Alibaba. I'm talking about the market. The market is not easy to trade right now. So we're going to, do the best that we can today. So let's see. On my list, I have AMD, Robinhood, NVIDIA, Tesla. I also have QBTS. That is something that I saw on the scanner, so I might go ahead and trade that one too. But looking at percentage of the day, we got core weavers up. A lot of things are up, so it's kind of hard to pick what to trade right now. It's kind of difficult because when you have things that are gapping up, is that you really don't know what is true, like what is going to give you a true move. So we got to be real selective, right? So let's look at Tesla. Tesla, it's on my list, but kind of don't like this pre-market right here. And I'm trying to pick industries that are actually moving. Yesterday I traded with Robinhood, and Robinhood was pretty good because the financial sector, they went ahead and posted earnings. So the fact that they posted earnings, I knew Gerard Mahmood being inside the financial sector was gonna go ahead and provide a good move, which it did. So looking at this grid, this heat map, and looking at the industries, we know semiconductors are in play. This whole thing with AI is just top tier at this point. So we know we have so we know we have semiconductors in play. Automobile, which is only Tesla. Like nobody cares about Toyota, Ford, and nobody cares about that. Everybody's just focused on Tesla when it comes to the automobile and auto parts. And then, as I said, financial, construction, metals, because that was the whole thing up to last week with Trump talking about like the metals and stuff like that. That's why the market dropped. So let's start off with semiconductors because it seems like that is the big play. So we're gonna go with semiconductors. Yeah, Brody was good. Was good, Will. All right, so let's start with semiconductors. AMD. AMD is a good look. Let's see, we got AMD. Nvidia is actually really nice. Not gonna lie, Nvidia is really nice. So let's go ahead and start with Nvidia this morning. Let's see. Command V. Oops. I'm just getting my scanners ready. I don't know how I ended up here. All right. Okay, Nvidia, nice. All right, so we're gonna start with Nvidia this morning. All right. Nvidia has not been an easy stock to trade. Nvidia, honestly, is ATR, which means its average range in terms of price action has been real shitty. It's not good. There's other sectors that are in play now. There's a lot of hedge funds, a lot of companies, a lot of big time traders. They're not trading this. A lot of people are trading futures. A lot of people are trading metals. A lot of people are trading ETFs. A lot of people are trading. A lot of people are trading the financial sector. So semiconductors, they have been giving a lot of choppy movement, a lot of choppy movement. So when we choose and decide to trade the semiconductors, they needs to be a catalyst. There has to be something that's moving this market. Like I said, it's just these moves come really slow, really choppy. It's not like people cannot make money in these markets. They can, but it's not it's not giving what it needs to give. I say it like that. It's not giving what it needs to give. But looking at the chart, the pre-market today for Nvidia, it seems like this could provide a decent move. So let's see what's gonna go ahead and cook up today for Nvidia. So we have yesterday's low at 179.70. Okay, we got yesterday's high should be at 184.80. So let me go ahead and mark that to level correctly. 184.80 is the high, and then my purple levels is always key levels. That's always my purple levels. Always key levels that's found on the daily chart. Now we can see this purple level. If you look on the left side of my screen, we can see here this was a double top area on Nvidia, and this was a key area that needed to be broken in order for us to make new highs. And you can see 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3. We went ahead and broke through there, held some support above this purple level, and then we shot up higher. But then we had a strong sell-off, then another strong sell-off. I think this was yesterday too. Yeah, we had a nice sell-off on this one to yesterday, aiming for the 50. But then now we gapped right back up, and now we're here in this range between these white lines. If we really go ahead and look on the left side of my daily chart. So, and Nvidia is continuing to move. So this is really good. I think Nvidia could give some honest moves today. I like this. We also have a strong seller. If we look at the level 2, we have a strong seller at, they have a lot size of 12,000. That is a lot. Then let me go ahead and look on the order book. Let's see what is the action going on Nvidia. Nvidia has a strong seller. Yeah, there's a strong seller. Let me see the size. We also have another seller who has a 4,000 lot size too. So yeah, we got some strong sellers here, but hey, this thing could still go higher because the more sellers could come in, and the bids are going to try to meet those sellers. So if the bids continue to grind up and meet those sellers, then we got higher price action coming in. And then the fact that this is a key level on my daily chart, there's 184, right? There's 184.49. This thing could ride higher. And by ride higher, what would be the aiming point in terms of a target? Where we got resistance, real resistance doesn't come up to, real resistance isn't present to 188. So we can get about a $3 to $4 move, possibly. And then we already know in the pre-market, right? The pre-market bottom is 182, and we've already made it to 185. So this is roughly what is really to 183. So we got like a $2 move. It's probably not the best move. We want more of a range, but we got a $2 move. So I think NVIDIA is definitely something to watch today. Then now let's go ahead and check the monthly chart just for overall scope. We're not going to get too many answers on this one. We just want to get an overall scope on what's going on here. So when we look on the monthly, so far in the month of October, we have faced rejection. This is so far what we're getting in the month of October. Rejection, and we're kind of trading within this range between this purple level at 179 and so far the pre-market high at 184. At 185.33. That's the pre-market high. So we're kind of in this little box. But that's the monthly. The overall to monthly is that we're starting to reverse a little bit. When we go to the weekly we're also still trading within this channel, right in here of the daily between 179 and, as mentioned, 185.33. We got this strong sell-off that's already starting the week. So we could probably get a continuation at some point in the week. But as of right now, we did gap up. So we could come back and test all-time high area. Okay. Then now we're going to switch over to the 4-hour chart. Now the 4-hour chart is where we're going to get our true understanding of where the market is trying to go. Now, or where stocks are trying to go. We're holding on to this 200 still. Each time we slip through, we come right back inside this 200. So this green line is the 200-day moving average. We just keep coming right back in there. We just keep coming right back inside this. So this is still in the bullish trend. The bullish sentiment is still intact. The bullish sentiment is not out of intact, whatever that is. Like, we're still in a bullish flow, even with Trump's headlines, even with the tweets, even with the madness that's going on, government shutdown. There's a lot of things that are, there's a lot of reasons why the market should come down a little bit. But, we got a lot of cash on the sidelines that it wants to be put to work. So now, the fact that we're inside the 200, we can still have a bullish sentiment, but we do have this pivot level right here at 185.97. I do want to highlight this level for myself, but I kind of want to check out other time frames. So let's check out the 1 hour and let's see if that's something that really should be highlighted. So when we look at the 1 hour chart, what's kind of nice is that we double bottomed. I'm going to try to zoom in. It's not a clean double bottom, but you see how we got this drop here, and I'm pretty sure this is Friday's trading. So because Friday was a crazy sell-off. So we got this bottom right here where it came to my key level at 179.01. And it hit it smack dead on it too. That's crazy. So then now, this was Monday. And this is why I said you got to be careful with NVIDIA. Just look at Monday's trading. It just channeled all day. So you're talking about like an 8-hour day of trading just inside this box. That is the nastiest thing in the world. So now we got this one. Then to yesterday, we sell off again. And then now we're grinding right back up. So you see how it's hard? I wouldn't even try to swing this market like that, to be honest with you. It's really hard to swing this market. So be careful when you come. Be careful with swings, because one tweet will derail your whole thing. Unless you're gonna think long and you're gonna buy every single dip, buy every single dip then and see if that works out. But obviously, be careful with the size you go in. So we went ahead yesterday, sold off again from the after hours, from pre-market all the way down to 179 again, to 179.81. Bounced all the way back up in today's pre-market, after hours and pre-market. And we could probably aim for this 186. So I want to highlight this 200-day moving average more than anything. So I'm going to put a yellow level here for a target. We're gonna change this color to yellow so I know that when it does get there, because if I go on a 5-minute chart, right, and we're trading, I'm not gonna see that level. If I don't highlight this, I'm not gonna see it. So, and then I could even get a little bit more accurate because there's a pivot level right here and put that line right there. So I know if NVIDIA does want to make these highs, then I got a level here. If we do break, then we also got an R1 level on the 5-minute. So good. I like this. And then also we're trading above yesterday's high, which is the red line right here. We're trading above a key level. So I do have a bullish overall outlook on NVIDIA, but you always have to wait to market open, and you have to wait till you get a full understanding of where the buyers and sellers are at. So NVIDIA is pretty good. I can't lie. NVIDIA is pretty good. I like this momentum that we could possibly get. I like this double bottom that it made from Friday to yesterday's low, and then after hours and grinding higher. So I think NVIDIA would be something to watch for today. Even looking at the 15-minute chart, you can clearly see the double bottom here a little bit better. 1, 2, nice. And then after that, we're trading above moving averages, where we went ahead and crossed the 200. So there's a lot of bullish flow on this one. So definitely have this on the list. All right, now, well, what's the next one I wanted to watch? AMD. AMD is not bad. AMD is not bad. I will say this with AMD, it's confused to me. And AMD is honestly trapped around a lot of sellers. Just look at the daily. We got one buy candle and look at red all around it. So this is really trapped. This thing is trapped around sellers. Because the way AMD got up here and broke to all-time highs, it didn't even make sense. So I see why sellers are in here. And they're going to try to go ahead and bring this thing down to 190. AMD is going to get down to 190 and 187 because AMD is always doing something like that. AMD will make a crazy move, and then at some point within a couple months, it's going to come right back down to this 180. And what I'm learning too, especially from other traders, is be patient and sit on your hands. And you might have to wait a few months. You might have to wait a couple weeks. And once you see some volume to like these candles, take that trade and, go ahead and load the boat and short it all the way down here. And also think about that when stocks are going up. You know what I mean? Like if you know that there's no levels up there and the stock is just keep grinding higher, load the boat, take it higher. So going to AMD, let's put some levels on here. The high of yesterday was 224.98, so I'm going to go ahead and put this level 224. Wait, yeah, 224.98. 224.98. Okay, that's fine. And then yesterday's low was 215.90. Okay. Now we have pre-market high at 225.82. That's fine. And then we also have pre-market low, which is right here at 221.92. High volume to level, which I need to put that on NVIDIA. I totally forgot about that. High volume level is, let's see, 425 is the highest volume candle that I see here. It's 425. So let's highlight that. And I think it's this candle right here. All right. Oh, nice. My level's already there. So 425,000 on this candle on this candle of 223.17. So if we can stay above this high volume candle, which there's a lot of support here, which is pretty nice. This thing could also pop higher. But like I said, if we look on the daily, this thing is trapped. Like bulls are trapped around sellers. So this thing could also sell off because we're trading below VWAP. We just crossed over the 9 and 20 moving averages. So we could move down to this 50, even break pre-market low and come back down to 220. It's a possibility. It could happen. It could happen today. But like I said, it's so hard to gauge this market because this market is really based off Donald Trump's tweets. So it's really hard. It's really hard to gauge it. But I will be watching that as well. I'm gonna put that on the list. Let me see, paste and go. Let's check the order book on that one. All right. So looking at the order book on Nvidia, there's a lot of sellers, like a lot of sellers. But just because there's a lot of sellers doesn't mean that it will automatically just sell off, right? We're gonna Price is gonna try to hit those sellers. So we got the highest sellers at 235. That's the highest seller right now is at 235, and right now we're at 223. So it could go ahead and meet these orders, at 227 all the way up to 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 this pivot level at 235. So we can go ahead and go long on the stock and want to take it to those sellers, but we don't know if it's gonna go ahead and get there, right? As always. So we just have to be mindful of that. So we're still gonna go ahead and watch it. I'm trying to see something else when it comes to AMD. Trying to see if there's any like high volume candles outside of this one, but not really seeing that right now. All right. Looking on the daily chart, I know there's a lot of levels here, but these levels do mean something. So we got this purple level up here, right? This purple level at 227.40. That is the previous all-time high. So that's why that level is there. We got this level here at 218.93. Where does that level come from? 218.93. That came from this breakout, because this was a current all-time high, and then once we broke this level, this purple level at 218, then we really got to all-time highs. So that's why that level is highlighted. So with that, you just want to understand that this thing could either go down to this key level at 218.93, or it could go up to this key level at 227.40. From the way it looks in the pre-market, we have a lot of bids stepping up, but we got more consistent size on the sell side. If you're looking at this order book on the level 2, there's a lot more consistency here. The bids are not as consistent. So I think this thing can like fall early on and maybe tap on these moving averages possibly. And then we could probably go ahead and take this kind of trade, even probably get down to 218.93. Because like I said, this thing is trapped. This thing is trapped around a whole lot of sellers. So we're going to see how this thing wants to go ahead and play out. But I think from the daily chart is pretty solid. Let's check out the monthly just to get an overall scope. The monthly, we can see here, we got a nice surge up, but it is facing some resistance, right? Just because we have this long wick here, and then we also have wicks right here from its previous high. So that's just the overall scope. You can't read too much into the monthly chart, especially when it's already at all-time highs. Then we can see here on the weekly side of things, it's basically indecision. Sellers are trying to take control, and they basically do have control, but there's no one engulfing candle on the weekly chart. So this is where you can face some chop. It could be choppy. And just look at what NVIDIA did yesterday. NVIDIA didn't move to about 11:30 11:30 East Coast time. So for us on the West Coast, that is 11:30, 3 hours back, 8:30, and the market opens up at 6. So you're talking about a 2-hour wait time to get a real true move. Because if you would have traded any of this, you would have been chopped up. Maybe you probably would have caught this trade right here. Maybe you would have caught this trade, but it's just not. It's not the greatest move of the day. The greatest move of the day was when it went from 218.17 all the way to 224. Like that's a great move. These moves right here, these momentum plays, you could definitely take it, but it's like you got to get in, and then you also got to go ahead and get out. So, and then once again, you could get caught up in chop. So, if we look at this on a 5-minute, see, look at that. Wicks, no fold bodies, and once again, the real move came right here. So I said this last week, is that in this trading environment that we're in, is like we need to wait for the most part. We could take quick scalps, obviously, but the true move doesn't come till later on. So sometimes it's hard to wait that long, but you just have to go ahead and build that discipline. When we look at the 5-minute chart, because this is mainly what I'm going to trade out of, is that AMD is just holding on to this. Is really holding on to this level right here. You should look at the support. It's holding on, but we're not moving higher. We're just coming here and stagnant, and we're under VWAP. So this thing could easily break and come down here to 222, and it could possibly break pre-market low. And like I said, test this 218. And then also too, this is a resistance from yesterday. Like this area right here just shows resistance because we just sold off. So definitely keep an eye out for AMD. But if Nvidia shoots up, then what are the odds that AMD is not going to shoot up? Because they're both semiconductor plays. So you never want to go ahead and think the total opposite of the other. So for sure, AMD will be on my list. Let's see if there's any levels that should be accounted for on the 4-hour chart and 1-hour chart. I'm already not seeing anything on the 4-hour chart. We're back above moving averages. The 9 and 20, we're back above the 50 as well. So I think with this one, we could probably still go ahead and ride higher to like on the 4-hour chart. That's what it's showing. It could ride higher. Then the 1-hour chart. Let's see this one. Holding on to the 200. We double bottomed. Yep. So yeah, we went ahead and double bottomed here. So yeah. So this thing could also go up to. The crazy thing about stocks is that it's all speculation. You never truly know, but you do want to have some type of an edge, because if I was to look at the 5-minute and the 15-minute, this thing looks weak, period. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this is a resistance zone, and we've been selling off ever since this pop-up. It's just been selling off, but we're holding on to this to level right here at 223.17. So, and then if we look on the 1-hour, we're trending, and we double bottomed already. So it's which time frame is going to win the battle in terms of going up or going down. Obviously, the higher time frames are more important than the lower time frames. So, I think with seeing what Nvidia is doing right now in the pre-market, I'm going to lean on AMD going up for right now, especially when we got orders going up to 235, like sell orders. So I won't be surprised if on AMD we try to meet those sell orders. Now the key right now is to see if this 223.17 level is gonna hold support. That's the key. Is this thing and if this thing breaks, and it breaks even this level at 223, if it breaks like the 223 price range, I'm taking a short. Now, I probably won't take a short for long because we have a 200-day moving average and we got pre-market low. So if we go ahead and get here, take some profit off, and then the thing could probably just go ahead and reverse and head all the way back up to those orders and reach 227 and up. So there's definitely a possibility there. But on the 4-hour chart, I'm not really seeing much going on the 4-hour chart in terms of levels that I really must highlight. I just know that this area shows resistance. Just look at what happened on this day, right? I know the 4-hour chart could be a little bit difficult to read, but the 4-hour chart, just look at this. On this day, sell. On this day, sell. On this day, which is today, it can also sell. So, and each of these days, on this day, it sold right out the gate. On this day, it came up but sold later on in the day. And then on this day, we don't know what's going to happen, but it could possibly sell right at the open. Now, I'm also going to say this too about AMD, right? AMD, these sellers are trapped around buyers. Because look, there's one sell candle, and then you got a buy candle, a whole bunch of buy candles. So you want to find your edge, right? So the fact that this seller is trapped around all of these of the buyers, it does lead me to believe that a higher move is possible. But at the same time, we do have previous days activity, like 1 day, 2 day, where like we sold off here. Like right in this range, we sold off. So something to go ahead and think about. All right. But AMD is solid. It's solid to watch AMD. So let's go ahead and have that on the list as well. So far, for me, it would be NVIDIA for sure on my list because NVIDIA looks a lot more cleaner. AMD. I have Alibaba on my other list. I'll be watching that. I think Alibaba is probably going to go ahead and move higher, though. I don't think Alibaba is going to fall any more than what it did already. I think it will fall by next week, possibly, but I got some swings in there for that one. So you guys are gonna see this account look a little crazy today. But you know what? I show you guys the real loss because yesterday I traded the Robinhood. That was a great trade. Made about like $240 on that one, but I got swings in play. So my swings is what's taking a hit right now. Like I wake up one morning, I'm up on my swing, and then the next minute I'm down on my swing. I try not to swing in this account, but like I said to yesterday, if you guys see like a great setup or like on a swing, you gotta take it. You know, and that's what I saw on Alibaba. The one thing that's bad about a cash account is that you know, you can't like they have good faith violation. So the thing about good faith violation is that you can't buy and sell like after you done finished all of your cash. You can't buy and sell on the same day. You have to wait to the next business day. So I went ahead and I think I made about like I made a lot of money on Friday. I think I made like 1,400, and I couldn't sell. I could have, but I didn't want to get a violation, so I didn't sell it. And then I show you guys what happened to me. So what happened to me was when I traded on Baba, I basically caught this sell off when Trump was once again talking that hoopla. I caught this whole thing. And I said, I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to wait because we might get an extra down move. But I knew I was gambling at that point because Trump comes out with another tweet and life changes at that point. There's a large bid for a 14,000 lot size on Bob at 167. Damn. Oof, that's nice. But so yeah, so I got distracted there. Then he comes out and says everything with China is gonna be fine. The market gaps up, reclaims those losses somewhat, right? And then now my swings is just out of whack. It's just out of whack now. Just think about it. I just made all this. I just made all this money, and then now he puts out a tweet. It's not even a technical, not even a catalyst, just a tweet. And then it gaps up. It takes away some of my losses. Not it takes away some of my gains. A good chunk of it though. Then on Monday, it trades like this, just consolidates. It doesn't do shit. Then it pops up to 170 in the after hours. Then sells off from 170 to 158. Just look at the roller coaster that we're in. And then to yesterday comes, I said, I'm not going to sell it because, you know, I think this thing could probably make a continued down move because we just had this strong sell-off. This thing comes all the way back up to 166. Trump puts out another tweet to yesterday talking about soybeans in China, sells off some more to 161, and then buyers just say, you know what, F it, and they just come and ride this thing all the way up, and then they take it to, and then they take it to 167. So this is me letting you know the market conditions we are in, and that's why I'm saying swing trading could be real dangerous if you are in too much of a heavy size. Like, it's really dangerous right now. Day trading is probably the way to go for the most part. It's not to say you can't swing trade. If you do swing trade, you just buy dips. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, just buy dips. Like, that is your best option. But just know you could get smoked at the same time, like in one day versus over the course of time. You could honestly get killed. All right. So market's about to open up in just about 3 minutes. Baba is making its moves. I need my phone by me because I got to see how that trade is looking on my other screen. I already know I'm not going to be happy with what I see this morning on that. But I have that expiring next week. So I'm going to try to hold it for the remaining of this week. But I'm probably going to have to sell it for a loss, though, to be honest with you. Because I think Baba's probably going to get back up to about 170. And if I have 165 and 160 puts, yeah, that 170 ain't going to work. So, yeah. So this is probably not going to be good. And mind you, I added, once it fell to yesterday, I added an extra contract. But I was following my strategy, and then, we're in a market of tweets. So, alrighty. So I think my list is pretty solid. AMD, Tesla. I'm watching Ali Baba right now. Let's see. Oops. I need to get all my screens together. I got way too much going on right now. Okay, so Baba. So Baba has sellers at around 170. So I'm watching out for that. And it could definitely get to 170. Like I said, I'm not gonna be happy when it get if it was to get there. But like I said, I got this option out to next week. AMD is nice. Okay. 50. AMD is cool. NVIDIA is cool. All right. So let's go on my main list. Market's about to open up in just 30 seconds. AMD solid. Yeah, you see that sell off for AMD, and what did I say? I said it's right under VWAB and everything. What did I say? I said this thing is probably gonna go ahead and sell off, and probably hit this, but it could hit this and roll over and head higher. All right. Market's about to open up in just 3 seconds. AMD, nice. Let's get it. Quick sell off. Quick sell off on NVIDIA and AMD. Got back in range. Got this key level. I'm probably going to short AMD here, guys. Because there's a key level at 218. And we're under the 200 day. I don't want to run in there like that. I'm not jumping into anything just yet. Just let it play out. Cause like I said, this thing could slip. Buyers could step up. Which that's exactly what's happening with AMD right now. That's exactly what's happening with AMD. The buyers are stepping up. Yeah, AMD is nice. I'm probably gonna jump inside some AMD calls. All right, I'm gonna jump inside some AMD calls. Let's see. I just want to see if the bid is gonna meet the ask. Nah, the bid is not meeting the ask. The ask is at 222.91. Yeah, I can't jump into that. Nope. Okay, cool. Let's see. Still watching the video too. The sellers are meeting the bid when it comes to NVIDIA. Okay, nice. I'm saying nice to AMD. Yeah, we gotta give this thing some time. Okay, I just went long on AMD. Nice. Nice. Getting a nice ride on AMD right now. I like to add into this to take it to pre-market high and yesterday's high. Nice. Oops. I'm about to add. I just added into this trade. Oh wow. I did not get filled. That's all right. All right. I just added into it for the break of pre-market high. We could probably reach those orders at 230. I'm trying to take it to this pivot level. Trying to take it right up here to 227. All right. I'm in 4 contracts. This thing's gonna turn around. Cause look at Nvidia selling off. Yeah, that was a quick turnaround. Yep, yep. Yeah, it's about to turn around. There's no way. There's no way. I'm gonna try to hold on to this trade, but it's kind of hard to believe that this thing could probably go higher right now. It's still above VWAP, so I'm gonna hold on to it at least just for that simple fact. But the fact that Nvidia just sold off like that, I just can't see how this thing is gonna go ahead and get up there. Let's see. Still above VWAP, above moving averages, above 200. The goal is to take it to 227. What I don't like about AMD right now is that this red to level I have here, this is yesterday's range. It got right back into yesterday's range. I wanted to take some profit though. Sometimes I move too slow, man. I move way too slow. Like I said, we got some sell orders on AMD at 230. So this thing has the potential to get to 230, and the daily chart does look pretty solid. So I'm gonna give this thing some time. And then we're trading above this key level, this high volume level at 223.17. The problem is that we got resistance up here. So I'm gonna probably cut this position, and this probably be my only trade. It was a good trade to start out with. I just took too long to sell. I was supposed to piece off the minute it broke pre-market high. Like I said, when you got Nvidia selling off like this, like, and I said it earlier in the pre-market. Yeah, I'm gonna take this hit. I said in the pre-market that this area is surrounded buy sellers. Let's see. We're still above the 200, so I'm not gonna just run out the gate like this. But it's not looking too good. Like I said, I took way too long to sell it. Yeah, I got caught in a bull trap. Now I'm only holding on to this trade because we're still above the 200, and then we're still above the pre-market low. We did break VWAP, but this thing can easily turn around. Yeah, it's not looking good. Nope, it's not looking good. I gotta get out. Yeah, I'm one and done today. When you got a big loss like this, the one thing you don't do is keep trading. So I'm waiting. If it breaks the 200, probably gonna have to go. Let me check the 1 hour chart. Yeah, the 1 hour hasn't picked the direction. 4 hour hasn't picked the direction. 15 minute, yeah. So let's see. I'm looking at the order book. It's not really many buyers though at the order book. But at the same time, these bids are stepping up to the ask price. And we're closer to this key level than we are closer to the key level at 218. And then also we're right back above this high volume to level at what is this, 223? So I'm probably gonna have to sit in some drawdown. Right now I'm down 386 or 394 or something like that, yeah. So I'm down almost 400. Seemed like this was just a pullback. Now it's about to go right back up. That's literally what it seems like. Because the buy up is pretty freaking strong. Yeah, I'm looking at this order book. It's nothing but straight buyers. So let's see. The goal is 227. Breaking yesterday's high, getting above pre-market high, and off to the races. That's the goal. But like I said, Nvidia is dropping, so I don't know how. But SPY's going up, so that makes sense. SPY's riding higher. It's a bull market. It's a bull market. This thing needs to break pre-market high. It needs to break pre-market high. If it doesn't break pre-market high, then yeah, I just have to get out at a small loss rather than the crazy loss I was about to have, which was like $600. And that's gonna be the hardest thing is deciding to get out because when you see this kind of volume on the way up, is that you obviously think that it can go higher. Probably gonna have to wait a little while, but it's definitely showing that it wants to go higher though. Yeah, the buyers are getting a little bit tired, and I'm saying that because I can see that on the order book that the buyers are getting a bit tired. SPY's dropping too. All right. It seems like we just broke yesterday's high again. Now we gotta try again to break above pre-market high. I'm back up to $100, 133. Trying to take it to this purple level. That purple level is my key level. I'm back to 205. Okay, now I'm gonna be smart this time and try to take some off. But at the same time, I want to be aggressive and hold it. So let's see, can we break 226? The volume is still kicking in though. 226. The bids are still kind of meeting the ask. Yeah, yes. It's gonna struggle right here a little bit. I need this thing to break pre-market high. That's the white line is pre-market high. It's not struggling still. Yeah, struggling. Oh, come on, man. You already made this move. You might as well break it. Oof. Yeah, sellers just came in. That was nasty. Ooh, that was nasty. Yeah, that was gross. I think the bull case is still intact though. I think sellers are trying to step up, but I think the bull case on this is still well intact. We need these bids to step up into. We got a large bid size at 225. That was a large bid, like a 12,000 lot size. Wow. I literally said I'd be smart this time and take our profit. I did not. I did not take any profit out. This thing rolled and came all the way back up and didn't do jack shit. Damn. But we're still above VWAP. It's probably gonna break pre-market high. Just gotta be a little bit more patient, maybe. Maybe not. Come on. This needs to be the candle. This right here needs to be the candle right here. Come on. today is. Come on. You can do it. There we go. There we go. Come on. It's a nice 5 minute candle. It's just, I don't know why this pre market high is showing that much resistance. My goodness. Yeah, it's struggling. I'm gonna need to be careful right here because it's gonna wait till this next 5 minute candle comes. It's literally gonna wait to the because right now we got 20 seconds to the next 5 minute candle. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to take some off because it's way too stagnant right here. There we go. Come on. There we go. Push. It's not that deep. Yep, 5 minute candle. It's probably gonna drop right here because I don't know why it's struggling. It's struggling really hard to get through. Yep, I sold two because I just don't like it. I needed to break this previous high, which is probably going to go ahead and break it now. Probably sold too soon. It just needs to get above 226.50. Shouldn't be that difficult, but it is. I sold one. I got one contract left. I only realized $140 on this trade. I'm gonna try to hold on to this last one. That was a nice hold by me though. Oh, there we go. I see. This is why I should have just held on to the whole goddamn thing. It was gonna break it. I should have just held it. Yeah, there's a large seller up here. I'm gonna get all out very very soon. I just got one contract left. Nice. It's a large seller right there. All right, I'm all out. Realized 283. I could have made way more. Probably could have made about like $500 there. I missed out on the extra 250. That's cool. I'll take it though. All right, I'm all done for today in terms of my day trades. I'll be focusing on my swing trades. I messed up on this trade though because there was sellers that were holding on to this thing. Oh wait, I was looking at the wrong order book. Oh my gosh, wow. This thing's gonna run to 230. Yeah, I messed up. I should have held on to it a little bit longer. That's a learning point for me. So you guys can see here, I realized 283, but what's gonna go ahead and mess me up is the swing trade. The swing trade is gonna go ahead and mess me up because look right here, my open P&L is 597, so my day's P&L is 320. The swing trade on to buy is what's messing me up right now. But overall, the day trade was smooth. And this is why I say not to really mix up the day trading and the swing trading. Because it can mess up what you have going on. What I should have did on AMD was I should have left that one contract and put in a stop order. That's what I should have did. But I didn't like how it was rolling up there. It was rolling up there in the nastiest way. If anything, this pullback was steep. But like I said, it was the 200-day to moving average that was right there. And I said, that's a strong moving average. That's such a strong moving average. But this is why if I would have held just those four contracts a little bit longer, pieced off two right here, then pieced off one here, man, this would have been at least like $400 right there. So I missed out on like an extra 250. Probably would have been more than that actually. Probably would have made almost a stack. Yeah, I messed up. It's all right. Now my Baba trade, I'll show you guys that. Like I said, I got puts on onto this one right here. Baba sold off real early on. You guys can see on the 2 minute a little bit clearer. And then we can also see here. Damn man, AMD. I said it's gonna go to 230 because there's sellers at 230. I messed that up, man. I messed that trade up. But it is what it is. Um, we got a strong sell off, but it seems like it's about to roll over. It broke the 200. I like that. I like the fact that it broke the 200. That's really good. But what I don't like, where I feel like my swing is not gonna go ahead and do the best at, is what I don't like about it is the daily chart. It's above this pivot level, and I feel like it's gonna chop in this range for days. And I got this option out to next week. And you see how I said it's gonna go to 230? It's right there at 230. But it's gonna chop in this range. So that's the problem I have with it. Profit is profit, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what? It's just in this game, bro. It's like you gotta make as much money as possible. And then as traders, we have to do a better job when it comes to holding on to our to winners. That was a winning trade. I just didn't like the fact that it was so stagnant right here. And I'm looking at Nvidia sell off, and SPY was selling off. So if you see Nvidia's dropping, I'm like, you know, they're both semiconductor players. But right now, Nvidia is in competition with AMD since AMD went ahead and made that deal with OpenAI. So I should have held on, to be honest. Like I'm just letting this thing run right now, and I should have held on. I I at least could have sold two, pocketed the 140 that I had, and let the two run. And then if that went against me, but I think psychologically where I'm a little bit to messed up at is this Baba trade. This Baba trade kind of just shook my the world a little bit because, like I said, it's like every dip gets bought back up, and these dips don't even last more than a freaking day. Like these dips, it's like these dips only last maybe about like a day, and by the time the next day comes, it's already back up. So it's been real frustrating on this trade, and I think that's messing me up psychology wise. To then take all my other trades because I'm just watching this thing run. You know what I mean? I could have just sat here and made $1,000 easily, easily, and that would have covered some of the Baba trade and more. So yeah, bro. Do you got puts on all hood or calls? I traded that one yesterday. And are you swinging it or are you day trading the puts? I mean, are you day trading hood? Let me see AMD's order book. Yeah, AMD. Man, I messed up on that shit. Man, I messed up on that. The reason why I'm a little bit salty on AMD because with my experience, I know better. That's why I'm salty on AMD, man. I know better when it comes to my experience. Just the fact that we sold off, held on to the 200, and then this was a key level. Like I I should have never even partialed out right when we right when we went ahead and broke this level because there's a level right here at R1. I should have partialed out here, honestly, and then once we broke, partialed out another one here, and then let at least one or two ride up here. I honestly wanted to go in more contracts. I didn't even want to go in four. I wanted to go in more. I wanted to go in like at least you know, eight more contracts, but I got size locked into Alia to Baba right now. Okay, I got you, bro. So so you about to break even on hood. Yeah, bro, it's a tough market. That's why I'm saying that swinging this market is extremely difficult, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's extremely difficult to swing this market. Not gonna lie, man. Like swinging this market is giving me a headache. And mind you, I barely swing. You know what I mean? I'm trying not to. I'm trying to use this account strictly for day trading. But if I see a setup, I'm gonna take it. You know. But swings, man. Yeah, bro. It's been tough. It's been tough trying to swing this market. Like I day traded Robinhood yesterday. It was a good day trade. But I'm gonna tell you how crazy the Robinhood was. I went ahead and I shorted it at the open, and I caught this move right to my level. You see how it just hit that shit like on the dot, which is crazy because it hit it on the dot. I found this level somewhere. I think I found it on like the 1 hour chart. I caught it and then watch this. It never looked back. It just like I caught this little ass move just for it to do this big ass move, going from 133 to going from 133 to 141. If you caught it at the drop, like to right around here, around like to 135, yeah, that sucks, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that just sucks. It sucks. It sucks. I see what you're saying because then now it came right back to 135 and now it's rolling over. And then on the daily chart, you would think that it would probably come back to 140, but it's probably not. It's probably just gonna consolidate. It's in a range. Just look at this, right? You see this pivot level, and you see the level I put here. It's basically stuck in between 141 and 133. So that's why you're not making any money on this, bro. It's just locked in a range, and you can see and you can see it even to better on this to 1 hour chart. Basically, the range, the true range is 146 to 131. And what you're hoping at least to make some profit on that trade is for it to get back to 140. But the fact that we was just there yesterday, the odds of it getting back to 140 today is not slim to none, but it's slim. It's probably gonna go to a high of 139. It's not even gonna get to 140 possibly. It's probably gonna get to 139 and just stay here all freaking day. Yeah, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. Trump is really. I'm not here to be political. I know some other people may come on this stream and watch this to later and all that. I'm not here to be political and all that, but man, to if I was to give my opinion, I just want Trump to shut up. I completely agree with you. You know what I mean? Like, yo, right? Yeah, bro, it's slim. It's slim. You know what I mean? Like today, especially if you got it out to the end of the week, tomorrow you could come and open up and it could probably still gap up to 140. It's just it's weird, man. But honestly, I want Trump to just be quiet. Like he's not making trading easy. He's making trading really hard, bro. Especially for swing traders. Especially swing for day traders, it's smooth. I'm not gonna lie. For day traders, you could probably make a good amount of money, man. Swing traders, I'm not I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it when it comes to swing traders, bro. Like, and mind you, I trade Ali to Baba pretty consistently, and this is the only reason why I'm holding on to this trade because I have this option out to next week. I'm not gonna guarantee you, but with the way Alibaba is moving, I can see this, and I'm gonna expand the daily chart a little bit more, right? I can see Baba. I'm trying to find the chart. Oh yeah, I'm looking right at it. I can see Baba gapping down and opening up down here tomorrow on some crazy shit. Like it'll be up here right now and then open up tomorrow at 161. Like I'm not saying there's a guarantee, but that's how crazy this market is. You know what I mean? Yo, yeah, and it's crazy. Yo, bro, some people making money in this market. Ironically, you know what I mean. Some people are really making money in this market, and I think the scary part too is how people are making money in this market because you can make money in this market and you cannot know what you're doing. Like if you basically a bull and you just buy everything up, buy calls, it look good. It look good on paper, and you can make a lot of money in the short term, but you could lose all of your gains literally in a span of a week. I'm gonna give it a week. Really, you could lose that shit in a day because a lot of people lost money in a day just on Friday. Just look at this candle, and it's not just Alibaba that had that candle. Every ticker had that candle. Tesla, Nvidia, you know what I mean? Nvidia had a terrible day. Meta, you know what I mean? Like you could literally lose everything. I think there was one guy, he had a call on Meta, and he was up on Meta. I don't know. I really don't know how much he was up. Yo, homie was down 40%. He lost damn near all of his gains within a day. Cause you swing it, and you don't know that it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like you have no idea. Oh yeah. Absolutely, bro. Shares is nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like shares, I'm probably gonna get back into shares at some point, but at the same time, it's like I kind of like options because I'm not spending as much money. Shares, man, you don't know what you leveraging sometimes. Like you do. I think for me to go ahead and get in and trade shares, I can't lie. I want like 100K account. 100K account, I go to shares, hands down, hands down. I would definitely go to shares if it's 100K account. But with a small account, you know what I mean, like 25K or less, I'm not doing I'm not doing shares because like you're gonna get margin, then you might over leverage sometimes. And, oh man, and when you lose. It's like there's ways around it, but I like options because of the cost. You know what I mean? I like options because of that. Yeah, bro. I'm still sick on freaking AMD though. I can't lie. I'm sick on that, bro. That shit went to 232, man. And mind you, I got out at freaking 220. Like I missed out on like what, like $4 or $5 move. You know what I mean? But I kind of let my psychology get to me because of Baba. I shouldn't have sold it. And then also, what kind of shook me out the trade was this sell off. I didn't like that sell off right here. So I was just like, well, if you go back to the 2 minute chart, right, on AMD, and this is just like a teaching lesson for you and me and others that come on the stream and watch this thing later, is that right here, the fact that we pulled back and then we broke, it was no reason to get out. It was just no reason to get out. And this thing is probably gonna trend. It's probably gonna trend and head higher. But there was no reason. Right? Whenever we break a pre-market high, and damn, I know that too. Whenever we break a pre-market high, do not sell. Once you map that out, then it's off to the races. And that's exactly what happened today. But I got a little bit nervous because the market could easily turn around. And I just didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to deal with the turnaround and then take away profit because initially, right, I made $200 in change on AMD. I made that. Now, when I made that 200 and change, I didn't take any profit. And you saw that my drawdown was damn near 600. So when you see that drawdown and you didn't take the profit before, your mind is going to tell you, yo, hold on. I don't want to go ahead and lose the profit that I just had. So like now I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to be too greedy. So I'm taking off profit. Now, taking off profit with that thought wasn't a bad idea. The bad idea was I emptied out the whole clip. That was the bad idea because I sold two, then I sold one here. And mind you, all I got is 4 contracts, right? So then when my one contract broke, I sold again. Great profit. I understand that. You know, I like my daily goal is to make $100 to $200 when you're trying to build a small account. Awesome, got it. But at the end of the day, when like as traders, we need to trade as traders, right? Which means what I mean by that is that we're not in it to just make our daily goal. We're in it to actually have a skill. So I like to give sports analogies, and this also helps me out too. Is that if you shoot 4 threes and you make all 4, why would you not shoot the next 5 threes? You know what I mean? Are you gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, I made 4 threes. I'm done for the night. Let me pass the ball. You still got 3 quarters left. That's what I'm talking about with trading, because when you making shots playing ball, it's about the skill. You know what I mean? Like I bet, like I know how to get my shot up. I know how to go ahead and post somebody up. Football, same analogy. Like you're not gonna tell your quarterback to not throw you the ball and you done caught 10 passes. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm done there. So it's the same thing with with trading, is that there was no reason to run out of here. You know what I mean? Just because I made money, yeah, take the profit. And this is for future reference. Take the profit, but leave some to run. You know. So yeah, I just didn't leave any to run. Yeah, you know what, Baba, I'm probably gonna have to get out of this swing. And the reason why I'm saying that, you see this hammer right here on the daily chart? That's a sign of a reversal. So Baba's probably gonna come back up and go to 170. Damn, yo, none of these shits make sense. We're not getting any consistent moves at all. Let me see Oracle. Oh, there's no consistency. Like no consistency. See, my day trades are nice. It's my swing trades that's just terrible. The only thing is I got this option out to next week. Yeah, look at AMD go. Look at AMD just go. See, and if I didn't do what I did, I could have just held on a little bit, maybe added at this bounce, and then, man, I messed that thing up. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it though, but I messed that thing up. Now I'm watching everybody else make money. I'm watching everybody else make money. And it's crazy. Nvidia did the total opposite of what AMD did. And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that Nvidia, and then I go to Nvidia's chart. I'm thinking that because they're both semiconductor plays, I'm thinking that AMD is gonna at some point follow suit. But what AMD did, it did what SPY was doing. Nvidia is the only one that's not doing shit. Just look at SPY. It's back to 670. That shit is crazy. Last week, this shit dropped to 650. Just look at the daily chart. This shit dropped from 673 to 650. Yo, that is nuts. 673 to 650. And it's back up to 670 in the span of 3 days. Now, if anybody told them so, yo, it's crazy. I try not to. Well, I'm gonna say it because it's my channel. This is straight up market manipulation. Straight up market manipulation. The reason why I say that, no one even had an opportunity to buy this dip. Not one person. The only people who bought this dip was freaking rich ass people. Like, even if you want to count this day as an opportunity, yesterday's day on SPY was not no damn opportunity. Like, come on now. Like, because it opened up down here, and right at the gate, it went up. Like, just look at to yesterday's activity. Right out the gate, this shit just went ahead and shot up. So what? So at what point did you have? At what point did you have an opportunity to buy this dip? What? It's right there, and maybe at the end of the day, to yesterday. Like, yo, yeah, yo, I ain't gonna lie. These next 3 years ain't gonna be easy with this nigga in office. It's not. It's not. It's not. Yeah, bro. I'll catch you, brother. See you later, Dove. Yep. Yeah. What's Baba doing? Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get out of this shit. Yeah, I'm not going to trade anything else. I'm just kind of just watching, Bob. I'll keep you guys updated on how this swing works for me. I don't think it's going to work that well, to be honest with you. The market is running right back up. We got a hammer on the daily chart. We gapped up. We opened up lower previous day, hammer, and then now we got a reversal. So I don't see this thing coming down between now and next week, especially with the 50-day. It got narrowed on the sell-off, but it doesn't look like it wants to even go back down there to no capacity. So I think I'm probably done for the day, yeah. But a good day trading day. I realized 283, so that mitigated some of the losses I'm facing on my swing trade. So that's good. Oh man. All right. See you guys later. Be back tomorrow with another session. Peace.